In the deserted, freezing streets of the city, a small child waits, resigned to fate. The full moon hangs lonely in the sky, a silent witness to a night when something, or someone, was about to change everything. Curled up on the sidewalk, the child looks up. Standing before them, bathed in silver light, appears a woman with an enigmatic aura and a mysterious smile on her lips. Kneeling before the child, the figure reveals her true nature. She isn't human, she's a vampire, with gentle eyes and a powerful presence. Within an old picture frame, the image of a shared future appears, the vampire, and beside her a strong protective man, a glimpse of the bond that fate was beginning to weave. Deep in the forest's darkness, danger takes form. A wild boar turned vampire roars under the half moon, spreading terror in every direction. From a vantage point, Rose and Raul watch the beast. With a carefree expression, Rose suggests Raul fight it, and he, full of resolve, accepts the challenge. Before Raul leaves for battle, Rose seals his fate with a gentle kiss on the cheek. Don't overdo it, okay? Do your best. Raul blushes, but promises to give it his all. The fight is fast and brutal. The monster is defeated, and with the rising sun, it begins to crumble into ash. Breathless, Raul still doubts his own worth. Feeling weak, Raul calls himself a burden, but Rose comforts him. She reminds him that even as a human, he fights vampires head on, and that kind of courage should never be underestimated. With the weight of the battle behind them, Rose smiles and casually suggests, "I'm hungry, shall we eat?" Hand in hand, they walk through the forest, remembering 12 years ago she was the one who took him in. She was the one who made him who he is today. Rose, a vampire hunter, saved Raul from loneliness and death. Orphaned and lost, he found not only a home in her, but a mentor, someone who taught him how to survive and fight. In the kitchen, the mood is light and familiar. With a mischievous smile, Rose tries to feed Raul like a little boy. Embarrassed, he gives in just to avoid disappointing her. During his bath, Rose barges in without hesitation, as if no time had passed. We're both just boys after all. Blushing, Raul protests, but she ignores it, keeping the playful bond they've always shared. Getting Raul ready for bed, Rose checks every detail, just like when he was a child. She asks if he'll be okay alone tonight, something that used to scare him. Now more mature, Raul smiles shyly and assures her he'll be fine. With a warm goodnight kiss, Rose leaves the room. From the hallway, she watches him fondly, realizing how much he's grown, though she still sees him as her precious little boy. Lying alone in bed, Raul reflects, frustrated. Despite all his efforts, he still feels seen as a child. Even at work, he relies on Rose's strength and protection. Silently, Raul clenches his fist with resolve. If he wants to be seen as Rose's equal, he needs to become stronger, more independent. The next morning at sunrise, Rose finds Raul dragging a massive boulder. Though still exhausted from the day before, he trains relentlessly, driven by a deep desire to grow stronger and protect the one who's always protected him. With heartfelt sincerity, Raul finally confesses, "I want to be strong, to protect you, Rose-san." His eyes shine with determination, and Rose's expression softens at his words. A warm flashback, we see young Raul, still a child, making a promise to Rose. "When I grow up, I want to work by your side." With a tender smile, she accepts, knowing full well that hunting vampires is a harsh life, but moved by the purity of his dream. Still a boy, Raul once promised by the fireplace that he'd protect Rose-san with all his strength. Now older, he understands this journey won't be easy, but the desire to move forward, to become worthy, burns brightly within him. When Raul declares his resolve, Rose surprises him with an unexpected kiss and a sweet request. "Can you be my little boy, just a little longer?" Though he protests, she treats him like a kid. Raul gives in, embarrassed, but secretly cherishing the affection only she can offer. A young woman, desperate, tries to escape a ferocious werewolf that corners her under the moonlight. In panic, she pleads for her life as the snarling beast approaches, ready to tear her apart. At the critical moment, Rose-san appears above, towering with her massive scythe in hand. With a determined gaze and the full moon behind her, she prepares to strike a precise blow against the monster. With a devastating swing, Rose-san slays the werewolf, saving the trembling girl, who looks up at her with both gratitude and awe. The young woman begins to recognize her savior while trying to steady herself. Emotional, the girl thanks them, while Rose-san, accompanied by Raul, explains they arrived as soon as they heard about the threat. Raul confirms with a serious tone, and the girl breathes a sigh of relief, rescued just in time. Covered in blood, Rose-san reaches out to help the girl, but her fierce appearance causes hesitation. Noticing this, she offers a gentle smile and apologizes, trying to soften the fear her image stirred. Watching Rose-san with the girl, Raul reflects. She may seem frightening to others, but to him, she's someone truly special. To mask his thoughts, he casually suggests taking the girl to a safer place. The next morning, Raul notices a drawing on the wall, a childish portrait of Rose-san he made when he was little. Speechless, he stares at it, while Rose watches from nearby, clearly amused. Embarrassed, Raul argues that such a childish drawing shouldn't be displayed, but Rose-san insists with affection, revealing how much that portrait means to her on a personal level. Rose playfully proposes. If Raul draws a new portrait of her, she might consider removing the old one. With a teasing smile, she corners him into agreeing, and Raul, sweating, reluctantly accepts the challenge. Revealing a makeshift studio filled with professional supplies, Rose explains she once tried to learn how to draw, but with a chuckle, admits she had no talent whatsoever. Nervous, Raul watches as Rose poses. She encourages him to draw her however he wants, assuring him that what matters is how he sees her, not technical perfection. Focused, Raul studies Rose, trying to capture her essence. A comic moment unfolds when she innocently suggests undressing to pose, sending Raul into a panic as he struggles to stay composed. In tense silence, Raul sketches each line with care. Finally exhausted, he finishes, but just as Rose is about to look, he freezes with insecurity, unsure whether to reveal it. Overcome with shame, Raul tears his drawing apart, preferring to destroy it rather than show something so personal. Rose, surprised, regrets the loss, but gently respects his vulnerability. Trying to lighten the mood, Raul asks Rose to draw something too. She writes so poorly that he can barely read it, until he realizes the message hides something heartfelt. As he reads Rose's confession, Raul's face turns completely red. Rose smiles, touched by how much she means to him, while Raul struggles to find the words to explain his overflowing emotions. Blushing, Raul shows off the outfit Rose picked for him. Overjoyed, she runs up and hugs him tightly, calling him super cool. Raul tries to say something, but freezes under the weight of her sudden affection. While adjusting the outfit, Raul accidentally tears it. Rose gasps and falls to the floor in shock. Apologetic, Raul immediately kneels beside her, while she sits up, wincing and trying to recover. Rose complains that the outfit she bought already doesn't fit. Raul, surprised by his own growth, tries to downplay it, but Rose insists he's handsome now and needs clothes that reflect it. Determined, she decides they'll go shopping again. Arriving in the big city, Raul is overwhelmed by the crowds. Rose, excited, grabs his hand to keep them from getting separated. Embarrassed, Raul hesitates, worried about what others might think, but she gently reassures him. Full of energy, Rose leads Raul through the bustling streets to a hidden boutique. Though flustered by their closeness, Raul follows her. When she points out the shop, it feels familiar, though he can't quite recall why. As they enter, they're warmly greeted by Cyril, the shop's owner. Rose greets him like an old friend, leaving Raul surprised. The shop overflows with nostalgia and admiration for her. Overcome with emotion, Cyril tears up upon seeing Rose again. He explains how crucial she was to the shop's success. Raul, confused, begins to realize their bond runs deeper than he imagined. Cyril recalls how years ago Rose supported him when the store was on the brink of failure. Now he tailors for royalty. Raul is stunned to realize they've stepped into a high-end boutique. Moved, Cyril notes how much Raul has grown, recognizing him as the boy who used to tag along. Rose requests new clothes for Raul, tailored for future growth. Raul, overwhelmed, realizes he's lost all control of the situation. As Cyril measures him, he remarks on Raul's strong build. He fondly recalls how little Raul used to cling to Rose, which leaves Raul mortified in front of everyone. Cyril and Rose reminisce about the past. Awkwardly, Raul admits he hardly remembers his last visit. Rose then calls him over to show him something, sparking his curiosity. Rose tries on several elegant outfits, parading with joy. Cyril and Raul watch in awe. Her radiant energy fills the room, lifting everyone's spirits. As Rose admires the clothes, Cyril suggests Raul try something on too. Reluctant, Raul tries to refuse, but Rose's gleaming, persistent eyes leave him no choice. Dressed in a formal suit, Raul steps out from behind the curtain with a regal air. Despite his shyness, his appearance stuns the room, drawing admiring gasps from everyone. Timidly, Raul asks how he looks. Cyril praises his strong presence. Rose is momentarily speechless, completely captivated. Raul thanks them, still nervous from the attention. With sparkling eyes, Rose declares that Raul looks super cool, leaving him flustered. Excited, she asks Cyril to use that suit as a base for a custom design. As they leave the shop at night, Rose reflects on how much fun she had. Raul carries the bags while she fondly recalls buying him clothes as a child, and how attached he became to them. Overwhelmed, Raul shares how he kept those clothes because it was the first time someone told him he looked cool. Touched, Rose smiles and hugs him in the middle of the street while passersby glance on, surprised. During the night patrol, Raul walks sleepily under the starlit sky, carrying a lantern. Hoping to finish quickly, he stops when rustling leaves catch his attention. Tense, he raises the lantern toward the noise, hesitantly asking if someone or something is hiding in the darkness. Behind the bushes, Raul spots a disturbing scene, a hooded figure feeding on a fallen cow. As she senses his presence, the vampire slowly turns, eyes wide, blood dripping from her mouth. Raul screams in shock as bats scatter across the sky. Rose surveys the forest but feels no trace of the vampire. Raul confirms the farmer reported a woman draining livestock. Though uncertain, Rose believes they're in the right place and insists they keep looking as the memory of the encounter lingers ominously. Raul explains the vampire fled into the woods, and they must capture her before she vanishes. Though their search has yielded nothing, Rose suggests setting up camp. Raul warns they're dealing with a human vampire, not a beast. This demands caution. Hidden nearby, the vampire listens in silence. Rose suddenly reacts to a distant sound, her ears sharpening. Raul suggests they find a campsite soon. She nods, trying to mask her unease. From afar, Raul hears the sound of water, guiding them toward what may be a safe place to rest. They discover a secluded lake nestled among the trees. The crystal clear water glistens under the moonlight, creating a rare moment of peace. Mesmerized, they agree it might be the perfect place to camp. Entranced, they approach the shore together. Without warning, Rose begins to undress, stunning Raul. She proposes a swim despite the ongoing mission. Raul tries to stop her, but she runs, laughing into the lake. Her laughter echoes as she splashes, completely unfazed by the moment's tension. Comfortable in the water, Rose calls Raul in, teasing him with a playful smile. She insists the water will help him relax. Nervous and reluctant, Raul resists, but her energy is contagious, and the temptation to join her becomes too much. As they swim, Raul remains tense, eyes scanning for danger. Rose reassures him she'll stay alert. Then she suddenly slips into deeper water. Alarmed, Raul rushes to her, momentarily setting aside his worries to help. In one swift motion, Raul catches Rose, their bodies colliding. Embarrassed, he tries to pull away, but she stares back calmly, completely unbothered. Before he can properly apologize, she simply smiles, brushing it off. Drawing closer, Rose wraps her arms around Raul with gentle mischief. She asks him to hold her so she doesn't sink, revealing with charm that she can't swim. Raul, flustered, hesitates. Unbeknownst to them, watchful eyes observe from the forest above. From a distance, the vampire watches, her hunger spiraling out of control. The sight of Raul, young and full of life, awakens a savage craving. Trapped in her thirst, she wonders why he seems so irresistibly tempting. As Rose exits the water, leaving Raul alone, the vampire sees her chance. Now vulnerable, he becomes easy prey. Driven by hunger and excitement, she decides to strike, unable to resist the taste of human blood once more. Before the vampire can move, Rose suddenly appears before her, smiling disarmingly. Unafraid, she says, "I finally found you." The vampire's eyes widen in terror. Despite not being seen, Rose had sensed her all along. Nervous and confused, the vampire tries to play innocent, but Rose confronts her directly, reminiscing about when little Raul clung to her, terrified of water. With a dreamy smile, she thanks the vampire, even if the girl doesn't understand what for. Slowly, Rose steps closer, accusing the vampire of targeting Raul. Cornered, the vampire tries to retreat, but Rose's sweet, threatening words close in. With an icy stare, Rose compliments her good taste, while the atmosphere thickens with dread. With a fierce grin and eyes blazing with fury, Rose closes the gap. Without hesitation, she plunges her dagger forward. "You're 100 years too early to lay a finger on my Raul," she whispers, her strike cutting through the silent night. Under the full moon, Raul emerges from the lake, shirtless, brushing back his wet hair. Phew, that was refreshing. He sighs, unaware of what awaits. As he turns around, he sees Rose kneeling beside the fallen vampire. Still stunned, Raul stares, feeling the heavy shadow that now hangs in the air. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date. See you next time and have a great day.